white wife took my last name, now she sound like she Latina. Her ass and titties fit the picture, that's my senorita. Hey yo, Sabrina Carpenter, you ever tried threesome? Check your DMs and get back to me with free both days this weekend. Speaking of pussy, I smell it reeking on these demons from head to femur. I have to bleed them any season, but at my leisure, don't need a reason, that's a weakness. This shit is theater, this shit's a movie, yeah, yo, pick. Let's get swifty like we Morty and Rick. We bout to hit a lick, but I ain't concealing a blick. Instead, I got the Uchi Gucci, and you know it's +10. Grab the mic and let these motherfuckers know where you been. Yo, pig slashing, my swords dancing in sick fashion, quick dashing, doing damage bigger than the Spencer Mansion. The way I'm thrashing got me feeling alive. Yo, Waldo, fuck your Uchi Gucci, mine is +25. Go get your stash out the pack and pass my half of the grass and get here fast. This demon bird's a pain in the ass. We're gonna
Hey, there we go.
What's up, chat? Oh, what a win. What a win from the Seattle Mariners. First series win in Fenway since 2014, chat. We're feeling pretty good about that. Let's turn off some Waldo springtime here so I can hear you people. How we feeling?
Why no sound, Scott? We're getting there. Don't worry. We got there eventually. How we feeling? What do you mean, how we feeling? We're feeling good. 5 series wins in a row. 11-4 of their last 15, I think, technically is how that shakes out. I think. If I did my math correctly, right before we went live, I was counting the series wins in my head. You come away on the road trip 6-3. That's huge. Coming back home as well. Tomorrow, no off day in between.
Just stupid.
But it is what it is. They'll get it done regardless. Munoz, back-to-back days, big saves. Obviously yesterday, not as high pressure of a one, I don't think. Obviously, 3-run versus a 1-run game. Walking Casas, that was a borderline pitch. Did anyone else catch on to the umpire? He made like he did something near his chest. We thought he was about to like really late ring up Casas on that pitch, and then he was just like fixing something on his chest. It was very bizarre, but a win is a win. You get to Crochet early. Offense does go a little quiet after that, but a win is a win. I'm sorry, did that say 10 gifting from Big Z?
Yeah, I know. You just kept yapping, dude. We missed the $2 from Lucario and said, cue the Hendrix. We got the $5 haul from Flat Pluto. I would trust Andres Munoz to do open heart surgery on me. I'm in. I'm in. Then we got the 10 gifty from Big Z. Who all got gifties there? We got Michael BC.
Nope. Yeah, Michael.
Another
again.
Michael. Kendrick
Lamar.
DKJ.
Where'd it go?
Who's controlling this?
It jumped. Kevin, Tyler, Reluctive, Critter, Phoenix. There we go.
Phoenix?
No, we don't need a Phoenix this one. We don't need a Phoenix this one.
And then the $2 hollow from Kennedy. Let's go, man. I love this team, dude. I mean, it felt really good in that first inning. What is happening?
It's fine.
There we go. It felt really good in that first inning when they were able to get 30 pitches onto Crochet's pitch count.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that just felt right, because that's exactly what this team needed to do. Now, did I think that they were going to put up 4 against Crochet? Absolutely not. There's not a chance in hell.
From Garver. I mean, Garver, the first one to drive the runs in.
Yeah.
Feels good. Odd year Garver back. Donnie Solano in the bin.
So back.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Levi with the $2 holla, the Dragon. That's Andres Munoz, right? The fire breather.
Yes.
The Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. So big, like Andrew said, first win in Fenway, or first series win in Fenway Park since 2014. Austin Jackson was on that team.
The Austin Jackson, the one that's in our chat sometimes.
That's right. Robinson Cano, Hisashi Iwakuma started that game. Dominic Leone got the win in that game as well. So, yeah, what a crazy big series for the Mariners. If you would have told me before going on this road trip that this team was going to come home 1 or 2 games out of the best record in the American League, I wouldn't have believed you.
I mean, that's with the American League being kind of mid.
Doesn't matter.
Kind of mid.
Doesn't
but I agree. I think 6-3 on the road trip was the high water mark. I would have been like, maybe if they get lucky, some things go their way. Maybe the pitching starts, doing a little bit better. And I think largely they did for the most part. Mm-hmm. But the offense has stayed consistently good. They are still hitting the ball hard. They're still driving in runs. They're still producing. Whereas, we talked about it, last podcast or 2 podcasts ago? The stretch of pitching from the Mariners from last year for 3 weeks was a 1.48 ERA from the starters or whatever it was. Nelson, a whole year, dubs, dude. W Nelson for the 12-year Memby. But
Kennedy, with the 1999, finally able to donate to you boys, my favorite sports talk channel that exists. Oh my God. Thought I'd share some love. P.S. Joe, what's your Rocket League rank? Well, first of all, Kennedy, dude, appreciate that $20 holla. Top D of the day, Kennedy. What a legend. Also the 5 from Jordan Jones with the dancing. Is that a pear?
It's pear-shaped. But I can't like it.
Shame. Dude.
Which is bizarre.
Jordan, appreciate that. Joe, what is your Rocket League rank?
I sit like Champ 2. Champ 2 is like where I'll stay at. I can work my way up to Champ 3 and maybe touch Grand Champ if I really grinded, but with the poor internet at my house, I really haven't been able to play that much recently. So,
yeah, rough. Just come over here.
Yeah.
I got a PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not being used.
Exactly. I could do
play
that.
It on the TV.
Play it on the TV. I can play on my hotspot.
No.
And play on like 60 ping, but it's really inconsistent. Anyways, this time last year when the Mariners were stacking together series wins, Special K with $1.99.
I'm not. So Garver up, Rivas up. Now DFA Solano. Hancock's stock is up.
Yes.
Very true. Special K. Appreciate the $2 holla. Special K. Appreciate that, man. Solano had a good play today. Saved our bacon. I mean, yeah.
He defensively he did fine. He did good. He did his job. It's just at the dish he just hasn't put it together. He did work a walk, yes. Didn't end up scoring, as you mentioned. Yelled while we were watching that he's so slow.
He's so slow.
But the point I'm trying to make is, when the Mariners were winning series last year, stacking them up together, it was the pitching that was dominating. It was the pitching that kept them consistently winning those series. The offense this year, it's roles reversed. The offense is winning them the games, and the pitching is staying consistent enough to win them. It's just the offense has pushed them past our expectations in regards to maybe when Wu gives up two runs last year, they'd only score 1 for him.
Right.
So
well, and in the end, I think that Wu still pitched really well in this game. Again,
yes.
He's one of the few guys that have gone 6 innings. But yeah, it's just the offense has really been the carrying force for the Mariners. The $4.99 from Vinny. How about them M's, baby? Come on, boys. Let's heckin' go. Appreciate the $5 holla. Vinny and Azaria with the $1.99. Is that pounds? Euros?
That is a pound.
A pound? M's did nothing all winter and got a whole new team. I mean,
Randy Arozarena was the big off-season transaction, ladies and gentlemen.
Was supposed to also be Victor Robles, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that...
Here comes the wind tunnel. I saw George say it earlier. Why is it sounding your mic's in a wind tunnel?
You turned that off.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot it was on. W. Better? Smile.
Yeah.
Better. Wait, what's that?
What is this? Oh my god.
What the heck?
What the heck? I got my Mariner Mojo merch care package, essentially, that I ordered from Fourth Wall. The floral design that I enjoy so much. I'm also wearing Colton's favorite script logo. Just came in. Dubs. Shout out Fourth Wall. They've been really good so far. Quality's very, very good so far. Like, I can't explain enough that how relieved I am that it is quality that I am willing to put on my body. Mm-hmm. Not to discredit anything from before, but sometimes the quality was very hit or miss in our previous adventure. But so far, in what we've received and what we've got, I've been very happy with Fourth Wall.
Where can you get this merch? Well, thank you so much for asking, Azaria, because we actually have 2 new things of merch to announce here. I have the link, don't worry. Fantastic. 2 new things of merch. Are you guys ready for this? The Heck the Astros and the Tridents Up Torpedoes Away merch. New merch, Pog. Heck the Astros, Tridents Up, Torpedoes Away. That actually, Tridents Up, Torpedoes Away came from one of our comments. They came up with that. I don't remember exactly who it was. I'll have to go back and find it and give them a shout out. But they came up with that idea. So yeah, the Heck the Astros shirt is now... Heck, you make it live.
I'm not logged in on my phone.
Oh.
Nope,
will
not quite. Go
will
down.
Be live soon.
Here, just let me go over here.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll have the link for you in just a second, but heck the Astros, heck them. Heck them. Buying a Heck the Astros shirt ASAP, yeah. We'll get you the link here in just a second, chat. We have the link, but it's right now everything's hidden. So I didn't think about that. The Trident's up one goes hard, right? I know when someone said that and Joe was able to put together the design, it looked pretty good. See, I'll come up with the ideas. Joe does the hard work.
I mean, I wouldn't say
it's the hard work, he says.
It's not, I mean, credit to you guys also helping out with the design on the Heck the Astros the other day. So,
yeah, let's get the Heck the Astros link.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah. So, chat, this is going to be the Heck the Astros link here.
I'm going to pin that one.
Yeah, pin that bad boy. And then, let me get them both up on the side. So, if you guys buy some of our new merch, of course, make sure to let us know. Share it with us, and some photos if you guys get photos in it. But that wasn't planned, by the way. Joe just happened to go turn that off, and you could see the merch in the background. Yeah. So it felt like a really good
natural transition
there. But yeah, excited about those shirts. I've already ordered mine, and I put them on express shipping. If you order your Heck the Astros shirt today, it should be there before the next Astros series, the 3rd week of next month. So revenue streams, passive income. Love to see it.
We did it, boys.
Love to see it. Back to Solano. So Joe and I were both talking, and we'll probably talk about this a little bit on the podcast today as well. Actually, I think we have a lot of stuff for middle topics to talk about today.
Awesome. Can't wait for the hour-and-a-half long Hit It Here podcast.
Long pod.
That's going to come out after,
right.
It's going to come out later today. So.
Right. Yeah, probably like a 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'd say. But Donovan Solano, we both agree, should probably be DFA tomorrow. The Mariners come back home, bring Tyler Locklear in. Donovan Solano is now, by WRC Plus, the worst hitter. Yes.
Well, he walked.
Ooh, true.
So he might not be past the Tuffy Gosewich line at this point, but still, definitely DFA worthy.
Yeah.
So
Tyler Locklear's hitting 299 down in Tacoma. It just you just have to get rid of Solano. Again, I think that there's a chance that he can continue what he's done throughout his career. I don't think he can do it here, which sucks. I think that Locklear, you can see what you have in Locklear. He legitimately cannot be worse than what you've gotten out of Donovan Solano. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
There is literally zero harm in making that move right now. If anything, you're going to make the team better by adding Tyler Locklear. He's also better defensively over there. So that's one move I think will probably be made tomorrow. Another move, there was one I was thinking of earlier.
Like a reliever?
Yeah, it was a reliever.
Matt Brash coming back?
Maybe, and probably it'd be Lawrence, huh? But it could also be Trent Thornton.
Casey Lawrence just absolutely getting thrown through the ringer again.
So
yeah, that'd be tough. I mean, Brash threw 20 pitches in his last outing in Tacoma. Very likely that's either his last or second to last rehab thing, and then he'll be back with the Major League Club would be my best assessment for that. Him returning in the first homestand after 9 games away, nearly 2 weeks away, I don't think that's a bad idea. Mm-hmm. But regardless, I think that we can have a bit more of a fledged out discussion during the podcast specifically for that. But this game today, I think you score early against Crochet, and then he locks down. But yes, you get him out after 5 innings. Doesn't really. The rest of his outing after the first 2 innings doesn't really move me a ton. You had some opportunities, just couldn't cash in, but then also it's Garrett Crochet, so the fact that you got 4 off them to start was good. That was much more than I anticipated going into today. Absolutely. Winning this game was not on my bingo card for this series when you see the slated lineup. Yes, Wu was exceptional, but it's Garrett Crochet. He was definitely the Cy Young favorite going into this. If the season had ended yesterday, he would have won the American League Cy Young.
He had allowed 2 runs in his last 2 games total.
Yeah, so he's been nails, but Mariners offense keeps plugging away. I saw someone, I don't remember who it was necessarily, but mention the Trent Thornton decision, bringing him in to face Alex Bregman after Gabe obviously gives up the home run to Carlos Narvaez, gets the 2 lefties out, does his job, but makes it a 1-run game. Are you okay with Thornton there, given the result? Is it another bad practice, good result or whatever?
I think it should have been Munoz.
Yeah.
They need to be, and with that being said, Munoz has thrown a lot so far this year, more probably than he has really in year. He threw a lot at the beginning of last year too, but
yeah,
something that Aaron Goldsmith talked about on the game during the game yesterday was that it's going to come back to bite you at some point. You're going to have to give him some time at some point. Andres Munoz, that is. I don't foresee a future right now where that's going to happen. I think that it should have been Munoz in that situation going for the 4-out save. He's done it before.
I think if it's September, they do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since it's early, I don't necessarily think that they're in that win now mentality fully in terms of expending all your resources to get a win. But I get why. Of course, the move is to not leave Spire in. You make a move there regardless. It's not leaving Spire in. It is, do you go to Munoz for a 4-out save or do you go to Thornton to get 1 out? We also talked about, should they have just left Colin Snyder in there,
right,
get the righty out, and then you bring in Gabe for the 2 lefties and see where that takes you? That could have.
Gabe has to face Bregman, assuming that somebody reaches.
Exactly. Assuming someone reaches, where then that gets a little muddy. But again, whether it's bad practice doesn't really matter. Gets the job done. When Bregman pulled that ball foul, I
mean, it was
stopped me mid-sentence about whatever the hell I was saying. So Thornton does get the job done, courtesy of Leo Rivas's basket catch. An absolute, just a weird play to begin, in general. Because if Rivas doesn't go out fully, he kind of backs off initially. I think Julio has enough time to make the play. He just has to be full sprint dive. As opposed to, he had to pull up, and that's why there's so much of a gap between him and the ball, because Rivas' presence is there.
Right.
And then obviously, he makes the basket play. Trent Thornton's pumped. But Munoz in that 9th inning, again, 9 for 9 in save ops now.
Yeah.
He's been, I saw Cy Young, whatever. If he continues this pace, we saw Clase finish top 3 last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that Munoz can't do the same exact thing?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that, again, it'll be good to get Matt Brash back because that's another high leverage arm. Maybe not right away, but it's a high leverage arm you can have back. Again, when Troy Taylor, they decide that, he might come up tomorrow too. They might bring him back up.
Oh,
you know what I mean? If they think that he's ready, obviously. I don't know if he's thrown really at all since he went back down to AAA or if they're giving him some time. I'm not sure. But Troy Taylor's another one who has been pitching. Obviously, he had the 1 outing for the Mariners before they sent him back down. So, that there are some reinforcements that could be coming to this bullpen, and you're going to have to make some decisions. Is it Legumina and Lawrence that go? Is it, Thornton and Lawrence that go? How's it going to work out?
I think they could probably get away with trading Thornton, but trading Legumina or trading, say, a guy like Bizzardo might be a bit harder, just given their MLB experience. But if they were to look for an in-house trade to clear out a spot for Brash and Taylor, similar to the Stanek trade from last year, obviously a little bit different because it was more so he wasn't pitching to the best of his capabilities, whatever. Whereas, yes, Thornton hasn't been great. I don't know if they're ready to move on from him yet.
Right.
I think that they're more so ready to move on from a guy like Bizzardo maybe, but he also has more control. It's just hard. It's hard to say, and I don't think I'll have a final concise thought about it until it actually happens.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'll be interested to see tomorrow if they do decide to make that move, because again, it's the fact they don't have an off day between being in Boston and flying home to face Miami. That's rough.
Is the stream dead?
Hello? What just happened? I think we're good.
Are we good?
What just happened?
Our browser just said, "Aw, snap, something went wrong." So, in case, should I type refresg?
Nah, only if someone says something. Can you change it to live chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball.
Okay.
Looks good to me. It looks like we're moving. I don't know what just happened, but
yeah. It's still live on mine, so I don't know.
You're here, Army Men. Refresg.
We here. That was so strange.
You're glad we miss Alcantara? Same. Sandy Alcantara. I don't know how well he's pitched so far this year, but he is one of the best pitchers in baseball when he's right. So it sounds like we will get Max Meyer, who what'd you say, struck out 14?
He was on pace to set the Marlins record because he was at 10 strikeouts through 4. Yeah.
Man. Oh yeah, Julio's 500th career hit. True. That's another thing. Yeah. Another good point.
Alcantara's got a 6.56 ERA on the year.
Ooh.
So.
Are the Marlins going to be tough this weekend? Their record isn't terrible, or are they just lucky? They seem to have a lot of rookies and random guys. Should have seen Vargas instead of Thornton, by the way. Yeah, I wouldn't have hated that. I I mean, the Marlins, I feel like, can be pretty pesky. They're a team that has a lot of young guys that are trying to, make this roster for the foreseeable future. I don't think they have anybody that really stands out as, like, the star on that team at this point. There's nobody in that lineup that you really have to worry about, like, this is the guy that's going to beat you.
Matt Mervis has 7 home runs on the year for the Marlins. Former Chicago Cub. I'm just saying, because we were like, every single offseason, we're like, what are the Cubs doing with Matt Mervis? Didn't do a damn thing, and now he's got 7 homers for the Marlins. Not to say that, that's neither here nor there. Who asked, if you will, as you're saying, there's no one in the lineup that you really have to be worried about. This guy.
I said there's no one in the lineup. They don't have a Rafael Devers or an Alex Bregman.
Well, of course not. They don't have the star power offensively. Mm-hmm. And they're 11-13 right now. They've got a negative 21 run differential. So I think, especially in a pitcher-friendly park, the Mariners' pitching staff, starting with Gilbert in the first game, they should be able to limit runs scored by the Marlins. Mm-hmm. Now, anything can happen. We saw Hancock go into 2 hitter-friendly parks and not give up a ton of runs, contrary to popular opinion about who Emerson Hancock was as a starting pitcher going into the last 2 starts. Admittedly, we were wrong. Yep. Happily wrong, by the way.
I'll take
Very glad we were wrong about that. Good job, Emerson Hancock. Anything can happen. It's baseball. It's weird. That's why you play 162 games. That's why you play 9 innings. Saucedo getting mentioned in the chat a couple of times. Where is he? Still in Tacoma.
Yeah, sounds like he's in good spirits, according to someone on Twitter the other day. Lucario says you don't want to play down to your opponent, and that's the thing the Mariners do a lot. They do play down to their...
He said doo-doo.
They play down to their opponent a lot, and then they'll go out and face Garrett Crochet and put up 4 on him. But they'll face Cal Quantrill tomorrow, and he'll go 7. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of the way the Mariners' offense works sometimes. Both Logan on the mound, you do have to feel pretty good against this Marlins lineup. I don't know. I think that with Logan on the mound against the Marlins lineup, maybe you can rest Munoz tomorrow. Even if it's a save situation, I don't think you go to Munoz tomorrow.
3 days in a row, there's no way.
Against the Marlins, I don't care.
Yeah, even you could argue maybe since it's a day game going into a night game, he'll have plenty of time to rest. But in the same vein, someone else can take the 9th if you need them to, and I think you'll probably be okay.
Yep.
It's probably not Snyder, probably not Thornton. So I guess, oh God.
I mean, is it Spire or?
Yeah, I mean, Spire or Thornton could probably go again tomorrow.
Could even be Vargas.
Yeah, Vargas isn't a bad shout. I mean, if we do get the Brash move, him closing out his first game back would be pretty sick. Pretty just thrown into the fire. That's what you need him for. That's what he's supposed to be, is like your second guy, your second arm, like you're the second head of the dragon essentially. But yeah, I don't. Whatever the bullpen looks like tomorrow will be interesting, because Spire pitched yesterday too, didn't he? Or
yeah, maybe.
I'll look at it.
I think that if you bring back Brash tomorrow, you expect Munoz to be down. I think that's just the way that you have to handle it. And if Logan can give you some length tomorrow, you should have a lot of your bullpen available.
Yeah, Spire pitched yesterday as well, and Munoz did. So Thornton would probably be your highest leverage arm available, unless you think Vargas is higher leverage than him, which he's looked pretty decent in those spots compared to Thornton. I'd say, like, I'd probably put them on the same tier of who I'd feel most comfortable closing out the game tomorrow. Yeah. If we are in a save situation and you can't go to Munoz or Spire.
Right. In an ideal situation, you put up enough runs, you don't have to worry about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But in the scenario where you are in a save situation, I think that's probably where you go with it. Gmo asks, what's it going to take to give up on Solano? I think they should do it. I think they should give up on him tomorrow and bring up Tyler Locklear. It just feels like the right move. I don't see a realm of possibility where either A, Donovan Solano turns into what you were hoping he would be, or B, that he at least becomes somewhat of a contributor to this team over the next 10, 12 days. I think you go to Tyler Locklear at that point. I just don't, there's not a realm of possibility where he is worse than what you're getting out of Donovan Solano. Just his defense alone is light years ahead of what Donovan Solano's is.
Yeah. I saw Lucario ask how many pitches did Munoz throw? 15 yesterday, 18 today. He's down. He's going to be down. They're not going to throw him 3 days in a row in April, I wouldn't say. But I don't know. I said, you don't, like, you can expect randomness. Anything could happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about Munoz being available. But speaking of Locklear for Solano, are you fully on Locklear over Samad Taylor?
Based on position, yes.
Okay.
Based on positional versatility, because if you were to DFA Solano, then you have both Rayleigh and Tellez playing first base, both left-handed. You just go to Rayleigh every day of the week there.
What do you mean? You have Dylan Moore, who can play first base.
No, you do not. But yeah, I think Samad Taylor does deserve a chance. I just think that it would take probably an injury or somebody like, let's say Leo Rivas rolls an ankle or something like that.
That's Samad Taylor's chance.
Yep, you go to Samad Taylor, or even an outfielder in that situation.
Rylan Thomas,
the GOAT. Yes, the GOAT.
I do agree that it would be Locklear over Samad Taylor, regardless. I think the only way Taylor would be ahead of Locklear is if Locklear wasn't hitting relatively well. Mm-hmm. If he was similar production right now as Cole Young and Harry Ford, who are not producing super well down in Tacoma, I would say they'd probably go with a hotter hand and not value the position and kind of figure out who takes some. Because realistically, you're looking at the matchups over the next, say, like 5 days or 5 games, because you get an off day on Monday after the Marlins series before 2 against the Angels. I don't think there's a lefty. The only lefty might be against the Angels, which maybe is Tyler Anderson. But when I looked earlier, I want to say Kahanowitz was the first game. Bless me. And then I can just look at it. But all 3 righties against the Marlins, where Rowdy's going to see all 3 of those starts. Against the Angels, Rowdy's going to see that first game as well.
Yeah,
so
true. Yeah, it's a valid point. I have a hard time thinking that Solano has the opportunity to do anything over that series. Like, what, are you just wasting a bench spot in that scenario? If you leave Solano on this roster.
Not that it shouldn't be a move should be made for Solano. I'm just saying, like, if we're worried about Locklear versus Taylor, like the roster fit, the amount of innings that someone's gonna have to play first base again when they're gonna pinch hit for Tellez is probably 2 innings at a max in each game. I would say, like, pinch hitting for him in the 7th, you can then slide Dylan Moore into first base for 2 innings and be okay, realistically. If you went with Samad Taylor over him, not to say that they should. It is Tyler Anderson on the final day, slated on Wednesday for the Angels. It's getting pretty far ahead of us. So that would be maybe where, if it is Locklear, he'd get a start.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's a lot to talk about in tonight's episode of the podcast, which we need to go record.
We do need to record that. That is true.
So that we can get it out at some point today. So we are going to call it quits here. Appreciate the big stream today. Obviously, some new merch, a bunch of gifted members, the donos from all y'all as well. 240 people here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, no, appreciate all that, man.
I will not. I mean, is it my fault? The Donovan Solano.
Yeah.
Like, if I had, if I did not do Donovan, add an extra L to his name for the L that he's taking in 2025, would he be taking that L? We'll never know. There's no way to take that back. That's on me. I'll wear that on my sleeve. But I handed in my DBDC. I handed in my Donnie Barrels defense card. It's okay. I handed it in. I don't have any ownership over that anymore. So
yeah, fair enough. I expect that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it some more. We'll have the podcast out tonight. We appreciate all you guys being here. Be sure to keep a lookout for that podcast, and I'll probably catch you tomorrow after tomorrow's game.
Buy our merch.
Do it now.
Click the link. Do it
now.